Sunday morning and I came out here. It's my last day here and I'm doing a quick yoga flow this morning. It's Sunday. It's I want to say it's April 7th, but don't quote me. I'm going to start out in a grounded position just to focus inward on my breathing. So child's pose, whatever you can do to get in with your focusing on your breathing in a grounded position. So forehead to the ground, breathing in and out. And while you're doing your breath work and focusing on that, you're also going to focusing on this very moment and being intentional. And starting out your day, we're going to start it slightly different and think about something that you might be grateful for this weekend, something that you may have realized or something that you intentionally placed on your heart that actually is working on your heart, or something that maybe you're praying about or meditating about or have brought to this practice that you really want to grow in. So just set your intention and say you have various intentions. Totally fine. Start your day with various intentions as well. That's totally acceptable. Right now I'm threading the needle where you lift your hand up, you tuck it under your other, and you lay down on the side. And then I am like super sore today. I'm going to stick my left arm out, my right arm out in front, and hold it here for a moment to feel my ab work. Bring it out to the side and hold it. This is basically waking up our body. Then we're going to set it down, put our right leg out and our left leg out in front, hold it. And then put it out to the side and feel the other side of your body working. And each side is going to feel completely different because your sides are not completely balanced necessarily. And then I'm just going to connect my left leg to my right hand, hold it here, and then I'm going to do the same with the other and hold it there for a moment just to feel the stretch in the back of my thigh. And then I'm going to go to a downward dog. And this, like, for me, it feels kind of tight in my legs. So I'm just going to, walk it out. Like you're walking your dog. Go side to side. And just basically feel it in your legs. For me, the bed was kind of hard here, so I slept with my legs bent most of the night, or sometimes I do that when I'm really cold. And so my legs are really tight. So I'm going to do a half lift, forward fold, stand tall, twist to the right, center, twist to the left, and then clasp your hands behind your back, mini back bend, forward fold, twist to the right, gaze follows to your right hand, twist to the left, gaze follows to your left hand, and then walk it out to do a vinyasa. And then back to downward dog. Then I'm going to jump into a low lunge. This is going to stretch out your inner thighs if they're tight from sitting all day. Just increase your blood flow in your legs. Move back and forth. I'm going to put my left hand down, my right hand toward the sky. Gaze follows. And do the same on the other side. And then I'm going to jump it back. And then walk my hands back to do those twists. Half lift, forward fold, stand tall, twist to the right, almost like you're hugging yourself, twist to the left, and then mini back bend, however you want to do it. I clasp my hands behind my back, and then I'm going to do my twist to the right, twist to the left, and then I'm going to walk it out to do a vinyasa. And then back to the downward dog. Now I'm going to lift my right leg high, and then I'm going to put it underneath. Fallen star, lift my left arm to the sky, because that right leg is tucked under. Hold it here for a moment to feel the stretch on your right side, and then put it back up, and then step it through. And then we're going to go into a crescent lunge, and then we're going to do a reverse revolve, where your left hand is overhead and your right arm is tucked behind. And feel this lunge with your bend in your left leg. And then I'm going to take my right arm and stretch it out and do a twist and do some dips right here. And then I'm going to go back down and do a vinyasa and do this on the other side. So left leg high, fallen star, you're going to tuck it through. Your right arm toward the sky, hold it here for a moment to feel the side stretch. And then put it back down, left leg high, step it through, crescent lunge, reverse revolve. Just feel it here. Sometimes each side feels different, and your one side might be tighter than the other, and that twist feels really good in the other side. And then stretch your left arm out and do a few dips on this side. You're definitely going to feel it. It's going to wake up your body. And then you're going to go back down into a vinyasa. And then back to downward dog. And then I'm just going to step back to the back of my mat so you can see. You can step to the top of your mat, half lift, forward fold, chair pose. We're going to hold it here for a moment to warm up our thighs, even though they're probably already warmed up. It's just a good pose to hold, to reflect inward. If you are not already focused on what your intention was for this practice, or focusing on this current moment and being present today, then this will really get you focused on being present. I'm going to do a twist to the right, right arm swings back, gaze follows, back to center, left arm swings back, gaze follows, back to center, stand tall, forward fold, half lift, and then a vinyasa. And then we're just going to go to the next step to do an inversion. So if you haven't done inversion, just try a tripod, try a crow pose, where you balance the back of your knees on the back of your elbows. So basically, this would be a tripod, and then the headstand, of course. Sometimes you don't really know how bad you necessarily need that inversion to reverse the blood flow until you go in and do it. And then you're like, wow, this feels incredible. And I definitely need it. Right now, I'm just stretching out my upper back. And from here, we're going to go on our stomach, and we're going to do some Supermans. Or you're going to connect to the back of your legs, whatever feels good in your body. Lift up, down. And this is basically strengthening our upper back. So if you tend to lean forward a lot, this really helps with that. So just be intentional with what you're doing. And sometimes I like to hold it here in floor bow, and it's really strengthening your upper back part of your body, because your upper back probably needs it. It's definitely helpful for that. And I would just hold it. If you fall out, of course, get back in, because that's what life is about. And that's what yoga is helping to teach you or train you on. And a lot of people forget that your body needs constant reminders and to be rejuvenated, or help reminding you that everything isn't always going to be perfect, and you need to reset your mind every now and then, or you need to reflect and rejuvenate yourself, because if you don't fill your cup, you cannot pour out any goodness if it's not in your cup to pour out. All right, so I'm going to get up from this, go to all hands and knees, and then I'm going to go into a plank pose from here. So both palms firmly on the ground, and I'm going to hold it here for a few moments. Just focusing on your breath work, focusing on being present right now in your mind work. A lot of times when you feel super overwhelmed, it's very hard to see that you can get past that current point in your life, and you can get to a place of peace and gratitude. And what really helps me get to that place is just praying and meditating about it and reflecting. And it sounds crazy, but when you take time to really think about it deeply and dissect it, it can help bring you peace in that moment. All right, and we're gonna go to a downward dog from here. And then I'm gonna lift my right leg up, and I'm gonna step it through, and I'm gonna turn my back leg, and I'm gonna put my right arm to the side of my right leg, lift my left arm overhead like a swim stroke, and feel this pose in your left side body. And we're just gonna hold it here for a moment. And then if you want to clasp your hand underneath your right leg, you can do that to feel more of a stretch. And then you can even do birds of paradise if you want, where you would lift your right leg up toward the sky. And you'd hold it here. And then release. And we're going to do the same on the other side. So lift your left leg high, step it through, pivot and plant your back right foot. Your left arm goes to your left leg, right arm overhead like a swim stroke, and just hold it here and feel the stretch. Sometimes yoga brings you to moves and stretches you didn't know that you needed, and that's what life is about. Sometimes life brings you to crazy situations or experiences that you didn't know you needed in your life to grow closer, to know yourself better, to grow closer to God, to whoever. Whatever your intention was might not necessarily be what life has placed before you or God has placed before you. And I think that's really important for us to understand, because we can't control situations all the time, and we can't control how we are going to be placed with obstacles in life, and you just have to sometimes be able to control your reaction to it. And I feel like every day we have to be reminded of the strength that we have to be able to react to those situations effectively. And it's not easy, and life was never meant to be easy. If life was easy, we wouldn't be able to appreciate the good times in our life, and we wouldn't be able to really experience the depth and passion of things. So when you ignore emotion and you choose not to be present in it, it's very you're only challenging yourself furthermore in life. So I'm going to do a forearm plank right here, and I'm just going to dip to the side. And then forward and back. And then down to my knees. And then child's pose. And I'm just going to do a few camels for the next one, just to stretch out my lower back after we did those floor bows. I'm going to lift my left arm overhead, my right arm behind. And then lift my right arm back, my left arm behind. You can go as far back as you want. It's basically strengthening or waking up your lower back muscles. And then from here, we're gonna go into some yin postures. So we're gonna lay on our stomach. I'm gonna stretch my right arm out flat to the ground. You can have it as low as you want, depending how deep you want the stretch. And I'm gonna roll over onto that shoulder. Try to connect your left hand behind, or you can leave it flat on the ground. And basically use your left leg as a kickstand and just roll over. Eventually your right arm will kind of go numb. It's basically to cut off blood flow and then restore it with new blood flow. So great if your shoulders feel so intentionally tight and you just want to reawaken them. I think that's also one of the benefits of acupuncture. Acupuncture reintroduces white blood cells to the area when you have those tiny pricks. And yoga is so rejuvenating in that aspect for your body. Even though you're not getting needled, of course, it's fresh blood flow. So you just have to be patient in these poses and let your body do its thing. And I know this morning was a quick flow, but you can always repeat any of the moves that I've done. I just have like a time constraint to meet. So, but if it's your practice and you're craving more, feel free to extend any of the others. Now I'm gonna roll over onto my other side, stretch my left arm out straight, roll over, kickstand, and just let its work do it. In this pose, my back actually cracked, so that was amazing. And of course, if you need more in these poses, feel free. Be intentional with what your body needs, what your body's craving, because it's not necessarily what I say. The cool thing about yoga is about what your body wants in that particular moment, because yoga is a breathing exercise first. And when we're truly in on what our body is craving and what we need in that particular moment, it's really helpful. So from here, I'm gonna go kind of to an inversion. So you're gonna lay on your back, and then you're gonna do like a shoulder stand, and just let all that blood flow down. And you can do a Karmasana, snail pose, any of that. And then we're gonna twist our legs to the right, gaze follows to the left. This is a pose where you didn't think you needed it until you get into it, and you're like, oh my God, it's doing so much work in my body. So. And then switch sides or stay in that side longer if you want to. And then gaze follows to the right. And then back to center. Thanks for joining my practice. If you have joined, I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. And remember, you have to rejuvenate or meditate to gain better perspective on your life. If you are struggling, it just helps you to be able to see things clear, have clarity. And if you do not fill your cup, you cannot provide. So make sure you're taking time for yourself and you're being intentional with yourself, because ignoring yourself and what you need can hurt others and can hurt everyone. because you need to really take care of and focus on yourself to be able to give back. Have a wonderful Sunday and great start to the week.